Right behind me is Rashtrapati Bhawan, President House, which is where Prime Minister Narendra Modi is going to take oath as the Prime Minister of the country for the third time on the 9th of June at 7:15 p.m. Now, this is important because this is one occasion that comes once in 5 years. We've seen this at least 2 times in the last 10 years. In 2014, 45 ministers took oath along with the Prime Minister. Then, of course, the number rose to 57. Narendra Modi is known to have leaner cabinets as opposed to his predecessors, even Atal Bihari Vajpayee of the NDTV government, who had about 71 members in his cabinet, and also Mr. Manmohan Singh, who ran the UPA government with 67 and of course 78 ministers. Now tomorrow we will have to wait and see as to how many ministers Narendra Modi has in his cabinet. The number of course is 81. This time BJP is of course the single largest party with 240 MPs, but it does not have majority of its own. It also has to depend on allies, specifically TDP with 16 MPs and JDU with 12 MPs to reach the majority figure of 272. There are of course negotiations and talks between all these parties to decide what the formal nature of the NDA cabinet would look like. We are told that most of the ministers would be sworn in, sworn in on the 9th of June, and some others could be sworn in much later. And of course there will be proper representation given to different states, especially those states which have not really voted for the BJP as the state would have expected. This is from the textbook of the BJP when it comes to expanding its reach and also acceptance among people. Now, who are the people who will be of course present in this swearing-in ceremony? Well, of course in 2014 and 2019 these ceremonies were huge. The city is already on a mega high alert. All hotels including Claridge's Taj and of course Leela have been sort of set aside in some ways for foreign guests. There are guests from at least 7 countries, the SAARC countries, who have been called to attend this high profile swearing in ceremony of Narendra Modi. Leaders Sheikh Hasina, of course Ranil Wickremesinghe, Mohammad Bouizu will be some people who will be taking part in tomorrow's oath taking. Prachanda of Nepal would also be present. Of this, the most significant of course would be Mohammad Bouizu from Maldives, which also shows that the relationship, the bilateral ties between India and Maldives, which took a hit when Maldives basically asked India to remove its military presence from their island nation a few months ago. His presence, his acceptance of Narendra Modi's invite to be part of the oath-taking ceremony will say that, will prove that the bilateral ties of both India and Maldives are on the right track. Now, in 2014, I remember it was not just Nawaz Sharif but also Mahinda Rajapaksa and Hamid Karzai of Afghanistan who had come to the 2014 oath-taking ceremony of Narendra Modi. Apart from the foreign dignitaries, there will also be Viksit Bharat ambassadors. There will also be Labharthis, who in some ways have been the most vocal ambassadors of the Narendra Modi form of governance welfare model. We are also told that Asia's first loco pilot will be there. There will be lyricists, there will be academics, there will be also Padma Awardees, there will be filmmakers, industrialists, people from the world of sports and films, and also from the field of arts and specifically from the Divyang section of the society, who will be present in the June 9th oath-taking ceremony of the Prime Minister. It will of course, it remains to be seen if it will be a leaner cabinet as we have seen in 2014 and 2019, but what we know is that representation will be the total focus, and of course inclusion of not just allies but making sure that governance is on right track. This is what Prime Minister said in the NDA's meeting on Friday, saying that governance will be his top priority, and also Viksit Bharat.